Yeah, welcome to the firehouse, you know. I think we'll be spinning a story. I don't even know what story to spin tonight from the firehouse. I'll just spin one anyway. You know how story goes. You know, they can jump from here to there. I think I was asked to look into, do an investigation into slavery. Yeah, an investigation into slavery. I think that's what the story shall be about. Slavery and its movements then, and diversity as it was. So the Fire Lion was asked to inquire into slavery. But don't forget it's a story, you know. Don't take things serious. You can... please remember it is a story. So anyway, because I'm from the jungle, like I tell you, down there in the deep Congo as it was, you can't, when you start these investigations, I don't rely on human beings, because they never tell you the truth to human beings. You can't, you tend to find out that liars have been investigating liars a long time, and have found the liar to be a black man, and I thought he was only a black man. One time I thought it was only black men who was liars. Yeah, I did. Because these men are liars. Because I used to think white men was honest, but that was before I get near to them. But I used to think they was honest men. And then when I come to England, I find out, no, they imply the lie as well. And I have met many nationality, Asian and Chinese here in England, and they too imply the lie as well. So you find out that everyone is a bunch of liars. You can't really trust them. You don't know who to trust as it was. So in an investigation of the business of slavery, you cannot trust human beings to get a feel of the story. You know what I mean? Because it's a very delicate story, you know what I mean? You have to watch whose story you're touching on, you know, because they say, oh, the black man was put into slavery by the white man, and you know what I mean? And so it's a very touchy, delicate subject. And you don't want to really, as it was, touch on the sensitivity of the human beings. So it was best for the Fire Lion to actually ask a tree. Yes, we went and consult a tree as to what happened. Now don't forget it's a story, you know, but in the storyline that we are talking now, trees actually have sense, you know, in those times, even in a story kind of a way then. These trees, they recorded what? History. Yeah, I think trees are like books, you know. Yeah, they register what go on down there. So they have a tree called the register tree. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe other people know this tree by a different name. You know what I mean? But anyway, I went to consult that tree on the matter of investigation into this thing, slavery. You know what I mean? Because don't forget, I've heard about slavery. I have heard of the Arabs coming in and performing some of the slavery. You know what I mean? They perform some of the slavery. Europeans perform some of the slavery. But then the trees, that's what I've heard. But independent of all them who perform slavery, who never performed slavery, you know, I went to see the trees. So yeah, the tree of, I don't remember the fella name that tree, but it's a tree that know everything anyway. You know a lot of things, that tree. You know, yeah, it did. So I seen that tree, and that tree said, have you ever heard of evil? Yeah, I said, yeah, I think I heard of the fella. He said, have you heard of wicked? I said, is evil and wicked not the same? He said, no, two different fella. So he give me a demonstration of how evil work and wicked. Wicked just run around just doing anything, you know what I mean? You know? But evil now, evil is not prejudice. That's one thing. Wicked can be prejudice, you know what I mean? Some wicked men are prejudice. But evil now is, you find this fella everywhere, you know, evil. And then you find him down there in Pakistan and all in India around there, all through Africa. I'm always very evil fella. He's everywhere now. So I think it was evil now who the tree was saying now, deal with this slave business. Because I thought it was white people who slaved black people. That's how I was looking at the matter, you know. That from where I was in that position, I had the feeling until I spoke to the tree, because you hear enough kind of things before. You know, say, oh, white people put black people in this. Consulting the tree, you know, the tree said, no. It was evil. You know what I mean? So, you know that evil is a guide then. This is how evil kind of work then, on a low level. I am a black man, and if I want to, if there is a white man who is an assassin, he kills people for money, and I wanted 2 white men to die, you know, I need them out of the way, and I went to him and says, listen, brethren, I need you to bump Marius and this other man off, you know. He's not going to say, oh, are they white men? No, he just want to know the money. Have I got the price, you know, 10,000 a man, no problem. So that's how evil works. He's not going to say, oh, we're all white men and I don't kill white men. And you find out that on the flip side, on the black side, that's how evil operates as well, you know. Not a prejudice guy, you know. He don't mind killing, you know, murdering, whether you want to be black. It's irrelevant to evil. You know what I mean? So what the tree was saying now, and I think the tree might be right. Because, like I said before, I thought it was white people who did it. But when I come to England now, because ever since I've been in England, you know, let me have a drink of water, you know. Yeah. Ever since I arrived in England, you know, I have not lived in any of the posh areas of England. They have posh areas in England, you know. And many of the English people don't live there, you know. No. These people are very poor like myself, are worse poor than me. You know what I mean? These people are suffering on what you would call council estate. You know what I mean? Struggling to make a living, to grow the kids up. You know what I mean? They don't own any land like I say in England. You know what I mean? These people have always lived amongst the strugglers then. So it was from amongst the strugglers of England, those who are downtrodden, that I understand that, listen, no man, white man couldn't have put black man in slavery. Because if they did, how come these white men are so poor and suffering? How come they are not enjoying the richness of the land like the rest of white men? So from that now, it wasn't difficult to work out a calculation that no, it wasn't. It was white man, but where we have to investigate is which white man. You know what I mean? I reckon it was the Duke and the Duchess and the kings and the queens and, you know, those who owned the land then in England, those who had the wealth. You know, what we call the elite white man then. Because you find out that the elite white man of England now wasn't sharing his wealth with the poor white man of England, you know. No. Even today still don't share. No. He lives in different neighborhood. You know? If you go to his neighborhood, you're seeing garbage hanging around. Well, here on the poor man estate where we'll poor man, you know, where the majority of sufferers in England, as it was then, when the pressure of life come down, have turned to drugs and alcohol and all these kind of pressure, and, you know, lots of tablets, and people are in mental home and due to the pressure, you know what I mean? These people then, as I calculated at the Fire Alliance time, could not afford to send any ships, say, off to Africa. Or could they? I don't reckon they could. And at the time that we are talking as well, you know, I say I don't really remember the time, maybe 1617 and them kind of time. Where is the sufferer in England that was busy in his farm or down coal mine, who I reckon his life expectancy in England wasn't very long as a sufferer? So where was he going to get this money, or even this start in his mind to think of going to Africa to capture any slave? No, so I reckon the great majority of people was not what we would call white people. Knew nothing about the slavery. Because and even if they wanted to, I say, listen man, you never had the means. You might dream that you would have liked to do that like your elite brothers, but you never had the means. This was done by your elite brothers. Now, because those men was evil, and they have evil men with Africa, all they do is link with the brothers, because the brothers, I told you evil wasn't prejudice. You know, so when you go down there now, you have some evil man in Africa, they decide, alright, I will sell idol, and, you know, one of my son went in the wood to get a piece of wood to do some cooking, and some man catch him and sell him. And so you find out then that it was slavery is a kind of an evil device contracted by evil men on both sides of the border. And none of these men want to own up to their evil deeds in it. The white man don't want to own up on the black man. As gone to the tree, the evil is on both sides of the border. And evil don't really care. Yeah, that is the way evil operate. You know what I mean? So in that physical slavery then, you find that there was a lot of evil that was involved, and a lot of brutality, you know. Then that's when wickedness come into it, you know. Because wickedness is a different thing from evil. Wickedness will beat you up and hang you and all those kind of things. Evil operate on a different level, you know. It don't do such things. So you find out then that what the tree is reporting then, because slavery is a two-tier thing. And slavery have a way of tricking people without them actually knowing. Because what it does, it will show its ugly face first. You know, it's the ugly face of slavery was when, like my ancestors then, was roughly I say, whether by the black side or whoever brought them, that's irrelevant. Their pain and suffering they still had to go through, irrespective of who sell them and who buy them. You know what I mean? So when they was brought over here now, they was subjected to a lot of wickedness. Because wickedness is not an easy guy, you know. Whip you and beat you and hang you and doing all kind of things. So that is the ugly face of slavery, where you can see how horrible and dreadful that is. So after everyone is seeing now how ugly it is, they will protest and say, no, you are too ugly. You know what I mean? So that is signifying now that you can't. So in the end they will say, no, put your face away. So that they will put slavery will shrink back now, and then he's got a very nice style slavery, you know. He will bring the beautiful. And when the beautiful now, because he's going to hypnotize you. Yeah. Have you ever heard of hypnotic? I don't know if I can pronounce the word right. Hypnotic. Yeah. That is the word I am looking for. Hypnotic. That is what the slavery now can hypnotize you with its beauty and its charm. You see what I mean? Because he's not going to remove his ugly face and present to you his charming face. And this is what we call mental slavery. So technically then, slavery is still running worldwide. All you human beings out there, well, I wouldn't say all of you, apart from those who have wake up within themselves, because some people wake up. But those who wake up must understand what I'm talking about, that those who have not wake up are slaves. But they're not slave in the physical sense, they are mentally slave, but because they got a job as a doctor, which I'm not saying doctoring is a bad job. But you could be awake and still be a doctor. Why do you have to be blind and do the doctoring or nursing or whatever? Whatever job you are doing, you could be enlightened while you're doing the job. You don't have to be doing it blindly. You know what I mean? So, and while you're doing it blindly, you are a slave. So you get to find out then, like I'm saying, that these same elite people, you know, all them are abusing slave masters. All these elite people who show the ugly face of slavery. In their home as well, they have their, what they would call, because they look at themselves as superior, and then these are the cattle, these men who are like us living on the council estate and that, you know, we are the fathers, you know. And they are the elite, you know. So they put onto these now fathers what I call mental slavery. But the people do not realize this, because they think they are free, because they see the ugly side of slavery then and think, oh well, that has never happened to us where a man put chain on us, you know what I mean? So we are free, you know, and we can, like you say, vote and do this and that. Voting is a thing, I repeat this before, but voting is a thing that take away a man right. You know what I mean? They are tricking you when they are telling you that you have vote. You are not free at all. You are still a slave. A slave to those who are above you. That is why this is you say this is your country, and when you see an next foreigner here, you get your own country. You don't even own your own country. It's only owned by a tiny minority of elite people who have the great majority of the land. And they don't only own most of England here. Like in Africa, they own most of down there as well, you know, big acres. These same elitist people. You know what I mean? It's easy to see how slaves are tricked. Like they will say, oh, it's my football team and mine. It's not yours. You don't make any money out of it, and they don't give you any. They are the only one selling the television rights and making millions of pounds for their pocket. You are just making up dead nice, you know what I mean? It will be better for you to know your own self. But they give you these foolishness to keep you in slavery. You know what I mean? They go on the tree, like I say, and make some things that they call money and dig some metal. And ever since that, they've had you in total slavery. Where you know it's been so entrenched in you that you can't believe there could be any life at all without money, when there wasn't supposed to be life with money anyway. You know, who did you buy the trees from? The gold that you are digging out the ground, who did you buy it from? Money cannot make a cup, it's made by a man. You know, money cannot do anything. Anything that you see on this planet is made by man or God. So what make you think that if tomorrow there was no paper, life would come to a standstill? Paper is not a skill. Like I say, it is not paper that is making the road or nothing. It is men. You know what I mean? So you probably say, well, how are they going to get pay? What pay would they need? You know, what do you need in life? A car, a house, a thing, everything will be provided because we have the people with the skills. Your corporation, you don't see, when I say corporation, I think many people who will listen to Summary Reason will find repeated things in it. But pay attention to the ants. They don't deal with money. Well, you don't have to just study the animal kingdom. There's loads of different groups of animals who cooperate with each other without any money. You are just another farm of animal. You know what I mean? Where you got that feather there? This is my cat Rasta just jumped through the window with a feather. I don't know why this guy Rasta. Whenever you get these things from outside, don't bring them in the house, especially when we are reasoning. Cause you just another farm of animal that we was talking here. The cat here Rasta just another farm. Human beings are just another farm of animal. So why is it then that human beings find it harder to cooperate with themselves than other human, that other animal like ants and bees and the fish in the sea, and you know, human find it when according to you human beings, you are more intelligent than. Excuse me. I notice I keep burping on camera and I forget that I'm on camera, so I don't say excuse me. I'll have to start saying excuse me. Excuse me. So here again then, coming back to the reason, why do you human being say to yourself that you are more superior? Or think it then. And yet you can't be organize yourself as animals do and work for free in cooperation. You are so smart that you think that it can't be done without paper, without somebody getting paper. This one I find, I mean, no one crack up on this earth. But things like that crack me up for real, because other people can see that the earth cannot work unless we have money, and I can see that it don't need no money. I even think that the people who think of money must have been some devilish people. It can't have been anybody good. No sane human being. The human being who first started using money could not have been good human beings, because no good human beings could ever think of something as ridiculous as money. You know what I mean? How could you be selling anything? You know what I mean? You are supposed to work like bees. That's why you are supposed to work. Have you ever heard of cooperation? You know, cooperation. You get everything. No one would need, and it's so silly, you know what I mean? Like in this system that you have, only some people can be rich. If you work without money, right? Everybody rich. Everybody rich. And everybody have gold car, and everybody who feel like they want to drive. Because even then everybody wouldn't want to drive, Bridget, trust me. You think because people could fly a plane, everybody are going to suddenly want to fly. Some people still would not be interested in flying a plane. People have their own interests. We're born with different interests, and we'll be all be doing the things that we love. And all the things that we love contribute to the life that we live. You understand? And all that can be done freely. Man make bicycle and he'll make it for the pleasure. You know what I mean? Like I was explaining to my friend today now. Just imagine, if we was just working for pleasure, I'll give you an example. Where each man is doing the skill that he loves. And we say, let's say the day is a 5-hour day shift. Trust me, you see when these men are working who love what they're doing, and you say to them as an example, oh, you're 5 hours, you know. You say, no, I've just got to finish this, you know. Because when a man loves something, he's dedicated, you know. It's not the money that drive him along, but the pleasure of doing the thing. You see what I mean? So when each man is doing what brings pleasure to his heart and his soul, hey, we do everything joyously, man. We'll make better houses. Because we won't be making things to sell for quality. We'll make better cars, better everything. So everyone in life will be rich. Because everyone, like I said before, in life should be rich. You know what I mean? But you do not know this, coming back to this story. It is a story, yeah. It's a part story and part thing and story. Yeah, because of the reported by the tree actually. Because I don't know nothing about history, so I usually keep away from history. I don't know what went on in slavery. I wasn't there, you know what I mean? I am just reporting what the tree say. You know, and the tree is telling me that people are still under mental slavery. You know what I mean? Well, I am not a man who likes slavery. You know what I mean? And I have come here in England and live, like I say, amongst the downtrodden of England. Anyway, I'm going to make another program about swearing, because the downtrodden of England use language that are same what they would call nasty language. So we will make a program about the swearing of the lower man in England as I see them. But having come here amongst the slaves of England, then I've realized that we are all actually under one big slavery system. Not only here in England, but planetary wise. You know what I mean? We have I can't help going back to that place that they call America. What a place is. No, let's get this straight like I'm telling you. The country itself is not evil. Most of the people in it are not evil. You know, the great majority are deluded. I know that, mentally deluded. Because they believe in the elite system that is run in America. But trust me, your elite system, right? What you would call your Bill of Rights or your Constitution. You must admit this to yourself, that these was wicked men who set that up, because the country is not yours. Your ancestors are not from there, you understand? This is the red man country. So how could people leave, go over there and practically kill them out? And now you are on about your Bill of Rights and showing allegiance to a flag. This is how deluded we've become as beings. You should be paying respect to the native Indians, you know, respecting them and their forefathers that you kill out and murder out. And you see how evil your own government are. I say your own government, they have bases all around the place. I don't know how much atomic weapon you government. They are the biggest killing machine on the planet. They haven't stopped killing people since you nearly wipe out the Indians there, you know. America's never stopped murdering people. So when is the people of America? Well, you think America is going to save you in this judgment. They can't save you, because the judgment of America is coming, and the whole planet. And those evil men who are carrying out the atrocities against their fellow human being, well, they might not have realized it, but like I tell you, the black box is in them. So judgment is definite for you. No escape this judgment. And you must think God, like I said, God is a fool. You are the fool. So these little countries, like I tell you, from when I was a kid in Jamaica, I never liked America. I hated America, but I don't hate anyone. I hate the place America before I even knew what America was. And the reason for that was when I was a young kid in Jamaica, they had a thing called farm work, where if you was a fit age and of a certain age and your body was fit, they would come from America and you'd go there and work for 6 months at a time. You know, if you was good, you'll keep returning. But these people, these Jamaicans now, they just went to America for 6 months, yeah? When they come back, when they do a 6 months, this is my observation, you know, as a kid in Jamaica. When they come back now, it's as if they lose the Jamaican accent, speaking American, you know, and they'll probably get put a couple of gold teeth in, and they bring some American clothes. Well, trust me, from I was young, I don't like people who show off. I don't like show off people. And when I grow up big now, you get to find out that the American has some, you know, have a show off mentality. They eat most of the food on this planet, consume most of everything. And yet there's only, I don't even think there's 400 million of them. And yet they are consuming everything. Trust me, that place is one of the most evilest. I don't know where they get this fellow Obama from putting up there in this time. But you know, how could you sell your soul like that with those type of people? You understand what I mean? You do not understand the seriousness of this matter. You know, this is a light against dark battle in this time. Because just like I'm telling you, I've lived amongst the suffering here in England, amongst the suffering people of England. You know what I mean? And this America here, I just kind of reckon that if it was a girl, you would say she's the daughter of England. You know what I mean? Because here is the lion. And this is where, you know, I'm from the suffering now. I have come to destroy this fall. Well, this lion I done destroy already, you know. Finish. But we just come. When I say I've come to this guy, you're not no real lion, innit? It's just a pretense, you know. The time and earth of these little pretenders are over, trust me. Because if you think that you can nuclear bomb God, you're joking, brethren. Trust me. You're joking. You can't nuclear bomb the power, you know. There is no power beyond this power that I am telling you about. So powerful, and even the same these little evil men, I like to call them little. I call them what you want. I call them deluded human beings. But human beings are so deluded. Look how ridiculous the Pope look. Well, when I see him, I think more than once I mentioned the Pope, but Archbishop of Canterbury, the whole of them. Like it was the Queen Jubilee, and I see Archbishop of Canterbury dressed up in all his stupid regalia with all his fancy drill and his walking stick, and then you see the Pope doing the same thing, all drill. What has that got to do with God? What has it got? And this is what I could never figure. What has it got to do with God, right? When you dress up in these fancy long robing looking like golden, yeah, and you're tall, you know, Archbishop hat and your stick, and you have men kissing your hand. Why is a man kissing a next man's hand? You know what I mean? And bowing to the man. Why? And well, surely the young people of today can't believe in all this ridiculous stupidness, you know what I mean? But when you observe these clowns, I call them clowns, you know what I mean? Pretenders then, you know what I mean? Walking around and burning candle and reading some thing from about 2,000 years ago, which has got nothing to do with reality. You know, why do people believe in these idiotic beings? Can't they see and let them, these idiotic beings say, oh, you should have faith. Have faith in what? They are telling you to have faith in what they don't know. Because if these was men of God, trust me, there is no way they would be dressed up like that in those ridiculous clothes, doing those things, forever reading from Bible or splashing water about or candles about. You know what I mean? These are souls that are lost in the dark. You know, this is what we should preach some real fire preaching in the 2012 then. To say, listen, anyone who is listening, younger people will understand these things more. Religious people, right, are ridiculous. They are believers. I hear these young people. Right? Would you believe, right, that if somebody tell you that 2,000 years ago a man was born of a virgin, would you believe it? Having lived whatever life you live and know that no girl can get pregnant unless she goes with a boy, or if somebody donates some sperm and they do it that way, fair enough. But which girl would you let your girlfriend turn up the next man and tell you she's pregnant and it's a virgin birth, you know? Nobody touch her. These things are ridiculous, brethren. Nothing can go like that. But you have all these people now who call themselves Christian, believing that Jesus was born of a virgin birth. And they wasn't even living in that time. The people in that time wouldn't believe it. And yet these people who are living so far away, can't you see these people are mad people? Well, I think they are anyway. I call those type of people lunatics. You know? And you don't think it's lunatic when a man know you was born, you say you're born 1940, yeah? You gone to university to study. And you gone there, then you go there study, say you're writing a book about Jesus. Jesus who lived 2,000 years ago. How could you be writing a book about somebody who lived 2,000 years ago? Or researching or making your special subject somebody who lived 2,000 years ago? Why don't you make your special subject to find out who you are or what you are doing on earth? You see, you don't see any sense. So most of these people who you are admiring, you know what I mean, and say, no, they say Stephen Hawkins or Dawkins, you know what I call him. He's on about some black hole out there. He's not supposed to be studying black hole. He's supposed to know who he is, or at least explaining to human being who they are. And yet he's talking out of space, and people, well, it's only other idiots who go and buy his book and say, oh yeah, his book sell so many million. Like that, the other one that they say is, what they call him? What they call them people who don't believe in God? Hey, atheists. And they say, no, he's the champion, and he write the God Delusion and all these kind of books, and people are championing. But he's only other fool like yourself who is championing you. And the people who are reading your book and sell it into millions are just proving how many deluded people there is on the planet. You know what I mean? Them people, instead of reading your book, then Mr. Dawkins or Hawkins, I don't know which one Dawkins, these people should be trying to understand who they are. Because obviously you don't know who you are. You know? And then instead of them trying to find who they are, they're listening to you. So you have fools listening to fool. That's how the fire swell seems. You're an idiot, and you have these other idiot. So these other idiot now go and spend up a lot of paper, buy your book now, and you feel chuffed that you have influence, proving that there is no God. What you want to do is prove what your conscience is. I prove what your memory is. I tell you something, then Dawkins or Hawkins. I am saying that the Spirit of God dwell in man, yeah? But people don't like the word God then. We are calling God in this reason conscience. Yeah? And I'm saying that this super conscience now, clever, it plays memory in human being to record them like how this I am now being recorded and sent out on the internet. So that's what memory is doing in you. Now you go away and prove that. Write a book about that. That's what you should be doing. You should be writing a book about the mysteries of conscience. You know what conscience, I don't mean when you are awake, I mean that thing in you that when you're stealing and doing wrong, that make you know that you're doing it. Go and find out what that is and then write a book about it, yeah? And I'm telling you now that the black box is in you, which is memory, and it's a video recorder. It's the one that bear witness to all your little stupidness that you've been doing on the planet. Yeah? Whether you know all evil that you do in secret, that is the one. Now go and write a book on that. Find out what it is. Go and write a book, right, and tell people that the fire lion tell you that memory is the first video chip and it was put there by his master. Research and see if it, spend time and research. I'll tell you how you can research. The easiest way to research if it's true, right, is just try and live honest. Have you ever tried and live honest? Because if you was an honest man deep in your soul, you could never write the God Delusion. Because you could never be that deluded if you was living honestly. But when people are not honest in them soul, Mr. Dawkins or Hawkins, you're just deluded. So you need to check yourself. And don't get carried away because you hear people tell you that your little book sell, whatever, When your spirit is leaving this body, you ain't taking your book or whatever. Or if they build you a little statue, you know what I mean? So don't believe in your own delusion, you know what I mean? And just think of the amount of people you make swallow up your delusion and make them even more deluded. You know what I mean? It look like you might get a lot of deluded judgment might come down on your head. You know what I mean? There's a lot of deluded people about, Yeah, I see them all the time. Here and leading the poor people, like I say, of England away. You know what I mean? So, we end up in a situation, like I say now, the elite, as we would call them now, is running the planet. And would rather now a situation arise where let's say we're talking in races, where the poor white man now and the poor black man now fight each other while he continue to rule and run things. Because anywhere in the world, the poor black man or the poor white man ain't going to get to rule or make any of the important decision. You know what I mean? They'll be run by the elite. Whoever the elite. Well, they say even if you was in a black country, you have your elite there, you know. So you have your, above you have your, and all the rest of people are there suffering. When you see family in Africa, then the elite are not starving. They have most of the money in Switzerland, big houses here in England and France and these places. So they really will have a little club. Once you're in it, you are alright. Isn't that right? Yeah, because it's evil that's running the planet. So, from China to everywhere, the whole planet. So they never... they are drinking. When you are in the club of evil, because I went to consult and find out about evil. And I find out that when you are in the club of evil here on earth, you can, what you call enjoyment is everywhere, you know what I mean? Because if you are a member, you fly all around, you know, first class and everything is nice here. You know what I mean, to be a member. But it's a club that it's a deceptive club. Because it's so beautiful and easy. You know what I mean? And the enjoyment. Because when you are in this club, you know, here you can have all the sex you want. You know what I mean? In whatever form you want. You have all the luxuries, the best of them. You know what I mean? You travel, you enjoy, you drink, you party. So everything it's just, that life is so sweet, you know what I mean? So sweet. But I don't think that they are aware that this evil doing that they are doing is that they are actually planting something, and that this something you have to reap after. Because most of them are so deluded by their evil doing and by other deluded people convincing them that they are going to die. And it doesn't matter how often you tell these idiot lunatics you cannot die. Trust me. There's no way you can die. So, while you are here now, Mr. Evil Man, I think sometimes I like talking to evil man. Not when I'm saying evil man, you know, evil man is wicked, different from a wicked man. A wicked man is a man who come and shoot you, and evil man will send somebody to kill you and come to your funeral crying. You know, that's the evil man, man. You know, his hands don't do any of those kind of things. You know, evil man operate on a different level. But I don't know if the evil man is blind. You know, maybe he must be. Yeah, man, evil man, you don't have to work out. No matter how clever his evil is, he must be blind. Because only a blind man could try and work against the law of God and think that he could actually get away with it. But you are just feeling no safety. Say like there was a lot of evil men, right? And then it says about 50 of them, and they're in the church together doing whatever they're doing in the cloak, you know, and they are making all the money and getting all they feel good because there's a lot of them together. But when that comes for you, you know what I mean, your spirit will be literally on its own. You won't be there with this crowd of evil men that that will be coming for you in singularity, you know. And you will have to face your torment on your own. You know, you see, like when you're in evil now, evil help each other out. You say evil man borrow some money and help kill each other for each other, you know, help murder, help rape, help do atrocity. But when you are facing your judgment down there in the dark regions, you can't call for any help to help you with it. I say you won't be able to call on any help down there, Mr. Evil Man. And trust me, you have to face your judgment, you know. I think those fellas call it karma. I think this is a time when we could say, right, it look as if there is karma come to individual human beings, I reckon. The last time I was talking to karma, because I know karma is I reckon I did, I think it passed near where I was once karma. And I hear him, no, I don't know if it was me talking to him or I forgot which fella he was talking to. But he was saying, the other fella was telling me that karma, I know that karma come individually, but he was telling me that he was asking karma if karma only come to individual beings, or does it come collective to a nation? So yeah, karma was saying, yeah, I operate like on a collective nationwide thing as well, you know what I mean? So it's like every country have its karma then, you know? And what they do, they have to pay for it, you know? As a collective, as it was then. So yeah, I don't even know, well, when the fellow was talking to karma, I think he said karma might pass through. So I don't know, not on a singularity, but on a collective karma, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what karma is, you know, you can find out from those mystics of India. I think they come from down there. Karma is what goes around comes around. Is it? Go around like that and come back round. Something like that anyway. I think that's what they're trying to explain when they use the word karma. Because anyone who is listening to anyone of my you have to excuse me when it comes to using big words. I do not know any big words. I am not an educated person, you know what I mean? I have to search around to find words to actually tell the story from a poor man point of view. We're not what you would call university educated, you know what I mean? And we cannot speak articulately. We can only speak in the poor man language, using just very few what they call vocabulary. Our vocabulary range is very short. You know what I mean? So we have to use certain words. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you find out then that when you tell stories then about slavery and the different way how people get to be slave and remain in slavery, you know what I mean? And but you also find out that there's ways and means of getting out of slavery. Mental slavery. You know what I mean? Because this is what they've got us under here. Well, I shouldn't say us, I should say you. Because now I'm in England here and I'm speaking to the poor man of England. Or the poor man of the planet, you know what I mean? Because we all, don't forget we all brothers, you know. Some white man, if I say to them, listen, brethren, I'm your brother, I'm probably think, how can you be my brother? You are black and I'm white. But I always say to them, don't worry about that, man. We're not brothers because we come from the same mother. I couldn't be that mad. We are brother in the spirit. It's just that they have convinced you that you are a white man and you end up believing them. Just like they convinced me that I'm a black man. Luckily for me, I never believed them. Because like I tell you, when I say to a white man, what color is your mind? You don't know because the spirit have no color. So it's just that those who are higher up then, if you want to call them little devils or big devils, they have manipulated us now and convinced us that we are different people. So while you are busy fighting against yourself, they can rule over you. Understand? So there's no longer they split up the human race and make it into countries, like I tell you. Just like they split up this one planet, you can see it for yourself. You're not stupid, are you? Just use your imagination. It's only Earth, but they've convinced you now that it is England, America, it's China, and have you fight over it while they rule over you. You know what I mean? Those elitist people up there then, their children ain't going to go to war. When, you know, none of their kids are dying in Afghanistan from this country. The people who are dying in Afghanistan are the soldiers come from half their state like where we live in now. They don't come from posh areas unless they might be officers. If you go in the American army, it's the same. None of the elite people are dying there. It's like poor blacks and Latinos and all those people down there. And if they find any poor white man as well, because it's not a prejudice thing. Even if you're white with blue eye, from you are not in the elite, you're just fodder. You know, you don't think of you like nothing. You know. Don't think that because you're white, you know, that the rest of your white brothers love you. Just like me, I would be stupid if I think every black man loved me, innit? And that not one of them would kill me. Of course they would kill me. You're stupid. You just don't want to look at the truth. If you look at the truth, you will see that your brothers are evil. You know what I mean? So when we say, like if I say, no, the white man control the world, or the white man is controlling it, I don't mean the poor white man of England. I mean those who operate the system at the top, and those who run the military system that is killing people on the planet. Them not black man, are they? Well, and as a black man, I would say, they're not a straight hair man, are they? Because it's only straight hair man, like straight hair, I say like this, who's got that kind of power on the planet. You have Asian man, white man, and Indian man, all having atomic power. You know what I mean? And they give it to each other, or they find it out from each other. I don't know. All I'm saying is, it's not the black man who have this power, is it? You understand? So they are the one who are hell-bent and controlling. And that is not to say the black man is not wicked. I've already explained that he is wicked. I'm just saying, he hasn't got the atomic power, if you know what I mean. It's the other dudes who's got it. So what they're doing with it or why they want it, I do not know. You know what I mean? But it's time now, I reckon. We shouldn't even bother what they're doing with it. It's time now for the sheepish people of England and the rest, and the planet as well. Because we are all being deluded. We are all in some, what do you call it, like some form of a trance. And we are the majority as well, you know. It's only a tiny minority of them. But of course, because they got a few programs, so people train up as soldiers and police and that. You know, but even these people, because they're human as well, even they should realize or start to realize that, listen, this is bullshit. We are suffering when we shouldn't be suffering. There's enough on the earth. The only reason why we're suffering is because of a few rich people. That's all. There ain't no mystery about it. It's only because of a few rich people and the guns that they can employ. Can't you see now how the police are smashing people all over the world who want to protest? That's what is stopping you from your freedom. And your very government will employ the force. You must think, as an example, an army was to fight a war. It wasn't. It was to keep you down if you try and rise up for your rights. That's why your country have an army. Every country have it. That's why in a lot of them, if the people decide to protest, they declare martial law. Who is declaring? Because the people wouldn't declare martial law on themselves. You know, it's the elite, the rich, who is stopping you from taking over, and you know what I mean? But you won't be able to take over that way anyway. What is coming is a spiritual revolution, you know what I mean? Men of understanding. That's why the wicked man must know. Mr. Wicked man, you must know that your time is finished. You can't defeat spiritual powers. You can't shoot it, you know what I mean? You shoot a one man, you know what I mean? And when if you mess with spiritual power, you know, your soul will be, you know, like when you send man to prison for a very long time. When you mess with real serious spiritual man, your soul will, I know I'm different. You will be committing crime against the law anyway. Let's put it that way. And you must know about the law already. But what you should do when you hear the lion spitting, yeah? You go and draw your circle, yeah? And consult the other side, whoever you are consulting down there, yeah? And ask them about the fire lion. And when he comes about giving warning about judgment, you go and consult. If it's Satan that you are in touch with, I would advise anybody who is in a secret society. In Jamaica we say the word Obia. If you are an Obia man, if you are a Delarance man, if you are in Mason, witchcraft, whatever, yeah? Go draw your circle or whatever you do, cut your chicken and make up your ceremony, yeah? Whatever ceremony you want to make up. Get in touch with whoever you get in touch with and ask them about the fire lion. Yeah? Go and do that. Find out If what the fire lion is saying, that no man can't escape the judgment of the terrible and dreadful God. If it's true, and if it's not a fact, oh yeah. Even those, like I tell you then, all those people who are dead before are gone before. Even some of them is gathering now in this room just to hear some teaching of the fire lion. You understand? Because it's a teaching for all, living and dead. So when I'm telling you that you ain't get, if a man come along and tells you, Bridget, listen, you wasn't aware of this before, but now I'm telling you, you cannot die and you cannot get away with nothing. So what is the point that you keep breaking the law? Just because you are with a group of friends now, when you will have to pay later on. You know what I mean? You have to pay and you're not going to get away with it. It's like yesterday, we won't run onto that now, but coming along with the story. Yesterday I said I give you an explanation about homosexuality. So we won't be touching that subject today, but we can touch on what we call straight people. So you might have somebody out there straight, yeah? But they're having sex with this woman, that woman, that woman, that woman. Or maybe the woman is doing it vice versa. But whoever is doing it like that, brethren, you are blind. If you're a pedophile, whatever fetish it is that you have, these sexual are blinding you. You understand? Just like I'm telling you, God is one. What should really be happening? One man and one woman should be together, and then you don't. That would stop you. Have to be telling lies and things. Because when you go, you wouldn't have to be hiding and seeing another woman, would you? But from you doing that, you're lying. From your lying, you cannot develop spiritually. So that equates. Now listen to that. That equates, you know, all the men on the planet and all the women, right, who are in what I would call negative sexual behavior are blind. And I know that most men and women can't be faithful and honest in their sexuality. They can't even be faithful in money, never mind sexuality. In fact, I reckon sex is the biggest driver, especially in England here. Sex is the biggest driver here. You have newspaper. Before the people go down to the newspaper, right, and beat up those with skin, just get those reporters and beat them and beat the publishers. But no, they allow publishers of newspaper in this country to publish in every page women have naked women or women just in the panties and that. What? Why are you doing this? It's sickening. But it's just because of the sexual weakness. But this very sexual weakness is what blind them. That you could never grow spiritually or to even begin to grasp what it is you're doing here in life, or if there's any meaning in life. Because it's just purely... a lot of people here think that the meaning of life is to have sex. And that sex is the greatest pleasure. There is even books on how a woman should have an orgasm. Books on looking for the woman clitoris or whatever them looking for. They have it must be a special subject. You know? Special job like how a man could ejaculate, what he could do, how many positions he can make loving, and if him should do it up in a tree. Some people are putting bags over their head. Some of them die, some of them are tying up, getting whipped. But all that is just a sick thing. You know what I mean? It's just supposed to be, sex is just supposed to be something between two human beings who agree and love each other. Then and when I say love each other, when two people who understand God, because then there could be more natural and right. Yeah, because I like sex, you know. I like sex myself. I don't have anything against sex, you know, in a loving relationship. But I don't want, like say I was with my missus 20 years now, I don't want to go run them kind of thing. You don't know that, you know, if you cannot find I've decided that if I cannot find a oneness on this planet, which I don't think I will again. And I say I'm not counting it all, but I would have to find a woman who is in tune with God. You know, otherwise, I think I will just monk out the rest of my life because I don't mind about that. I love sex, but I can give it up. I can give up enough things, you know what I mean? I don't have to indulge, you know what I mean? I'm not going to die. No. Me I'm bad boy soul and me can do anything. I can live with woman, I live without woman. Have sex, I don't have sex. Not a problem with me. You know what I mean? So anything that, as long as I am not into the depravity, how they call it? The depravity. Sometimes I can't say the words them, you know. Have this behavior. That is going on here in Babylon. No wonder you have so much child molesters and they're dressing up the children in little high heel shoes and sexy thing all the kids can see. So you can see from that the sickness within the society. Not only, you know, English people, you know, don't get upset, you know, because this sickness is sickness that is affecting the world. And you have children yourself as well. And know that these sick people exist within society. But what I'm saying, they not only exist within society. You have elitist money people who have papers and industry. And they are publishing these images of naked women in these newspapers. When they are the one who should be more responsible. You know what I mean? So they are the ones that are fueling these men's sexual drive, you know, these pervert, and it's all accepted. You know, there's no one saying, no, this is not right. You know, the Prime Minister or the Minister of whatever ain't saying nothing. Because obviously he must be a pervert as well. Well, all them men in them place are pervert. I reckon most of these men, that's why they agree with certain sexual behavior. Because they go to schools. And their school, they don't mix with girls. Our girls don't mix with boys. So when they first start to get the sexual, you know, when you want to do a little bit of what kids would do, feel up and touch up. There is no girls there. There's only boys, so they feel boys up and the girls feel. So that's where a lot of them get a lot of their weird behavior from. After they will end up marrying still, but they sympathize with such things because they think it's normal activity. But such things are not normal. In fact, there is no normal activity going on the planet. This planet is sick. The people on it are, you know, most of them are falling into total delusion. Like I tell you now, the truth here now is a laughing matter. You just preach delusion. You just be an idiot like the Pope, you know. And the more ungodly you are, the more they will worship you. When that man like that fool like the Pope, yeah, call him a fool, come and kill me for it. When that fool come out inside me, a million people, some of them will leave me crying. They kissing his hand, they doing this. The man have no idea who God is. He is not representing God. He's representing evil. You know, he's not even the main man behind the scene, you know, because he's elected. The power is just a representation like Mr. Obama. He's only a little puppet. He's not the real man with the power. Real power don't show itself. Real evil don't show its face. It's behind the scene, hidden in the dark. So we know the Pope is not the power. He's just they join these things because they enjoy he enjoyed the adulation of the crowd and having people kisses. He's satisfied with that. But he knows he's working for a master. Yeah, just idiot. So those people should really wake up to the fact that these people don't know nothing where God is concerned. They are more like money making machine. Where do you think, alright, say the Vatican. They've been making money before, like I said before on previous reasons, before there was industry. Where do you reckon they've got all this money stored up? Where is it? What have they invested the money in? You know? So you find out that it's all a lot of secrets. Because devilish men keep secrets. Just like I'm telling them in 2012, the more and more they can see that government are corrupt. I'm telling you for the last time, well, not for the last time, I'm going to say it more. Religion is corrupt. It's part of the system that keep your mind in locked. You should get your children out of it. You should chase away the priests. And you priests, when you hear it as well, you should stop working for these people. God will punish you for wearing a dark color and say you're following Jesus. Jesus is not God. You understand? You're an idiot if you believe such stupidity. You know what I mean? God is everywhere present. God cannot be one man. Get that out of your stupid head. And God never sent any son come here either, because God cannot send anybody here. It's against the law. We are here to make a choice, not for God to choose us or to send anybody. Don't stop telling those idiotic things to people. And people, stop believing those idiotic business about God sent his son here to die for your sins. God cannot do such things, and God wouldn't do it anyway. And plus, a man cannot die for your sins. You are responsible for your own stealing, your own lying, your own cheating against your wife. Everything that you are doing, or if it's your wife doing it, she's responsible for it. Only you alone can stop it. Why do you let some man in some dark color and somebody telling you that Jesus died for your sin? I am telling you in this time that it is you who must be responsible for your own crimes, your own sins. You know what I mean? Stop going to church and believing in such rubbish about Jesus. Jesus is a name for a start. We do it for Christ's sake. You cannot know a person by knowing his name. Nobody don't know me. I'm here with my friend Marius. They calling me Aital, they call me Paul. Marius is looking at my body. He knows my name, but he doesn't know me. How can he know me by knowing my name? I don't even know who I am myself. Like I tell you, I know God more than I know who I am. I've never seen who I am. I don't know if I was living somewhere else before I come to this planet. I have no recollection. You understand what I mean? I feel myself in my body, I know all that. But like I tell you, I've seen God, but I haven't seen me. So I know God more than I know myself. God is the one who knows me. It's a paradox. So how are you going to know Jesus? Like they are saying. Can't you see we are invisible beings? I slow it down for you. Am I speaking too fast? Human beings are invisible. You are observing our physical form. Our spiritual form, which is within the body, is invisible. I don't know how you think you know Jesus. Because when a man know, Jesus never even know who he was, and yet you know him. You are very... So I'm telling you, those kind of things are lunatic. It's like... you see, like how lately they switch from I don't know what where the television used to run before. They used to run off a different frequency, and now they switch it over to digital. All those stupid story about Jesus coming to die for one's sins and all this kind of palaver was when television was running off that old system. We're now running off digital. Because now enough digital, now you know that system don't work. It's just a load of palaver. This is the time for man to know himself. So anyway, hear what I'm going to do now, because it was such a long story, and it was a story about slavery, But when you talk about slavery, you forget that you're talking about, because when you're telling a story, because some people write their stories. I don't write mine. I script mine when I'm going along. So sometimes I even forget that I'm telling a story. But now that we're coming to the end of the story, I realize and remember that it was a story about slavery. So I'm telling it now, putting the cream on it now, that the elite of the world has the majority of us in slavery. Not physical, well, in some cases physical, but in a lot of the cases mental. And we in turn have agreed to this slavery. We go and vote for them to carry on this enslaving us. We give them the right to enslave us. You know what I mean? So now it's time for people to realize that this is, like I say, bullshit. You know, don't be listening to what these people, don't vote for them, you know, get rid of them. It's time for you to expose them. You know what I mean? For the evil that they are. They are creating evil. Don't support them in going to war and dropping any bombs. You know, that's all they're doing. They will kill off they will forever tell you that these people everyone on the planet want to live in peace. Any sane human being, that's all they want to do. Look after their children and do. They don't want anybody dropping bombs on them, and they don't wish to come to your country and drop any bombs on you either. It's just these wicked and evil and godly men who wish to do this. You know what I mean? In whatever country. Don't be supporting your government. Your government is evil. Everywhere I'm talking, you know. The government are evil men. Those who are in it, them evil. Their intention is to do wickedness. So why are you going to support wickedness? You will be judged for this, because they will be judged. Don't forget, you know, Mr. Wicked Man, I'm telling you, you'll be well judged. I am the fire lord, I'm telling you. I can guarantee you. I take off my hat and let you see my bald head right there. You see that bald head right there? That is the bald patch right there in my head, yeah? One time some devil man chopped me right there with a machete. And I had to hold him and take away his machete. I won't tell you the end of it. I pray... I thank God every day when I never killed that devil, because I was going to kill him and piss on him. But here it is, right here, this patch here, this bald patch here, where a devil once tried to kill me with a machete. I can guarantee you, Mr. Devilman, for surety, any wicked man that move upon this planet, that you are going to pay for the wrongs that you commit. You can't get away with nothing. Anyway, I've given out this warning before, and I know that it's a trillion, billion, and lot of zillion % certain that the wicked must pay for what they do, because God is real, and I have seen the fire lord. So on that note, until I am ready to spin another story, because I don't know if I can remember any more story, but I know I have lots of tale to spin from the firehouse. So until another time, I am going to reel out from the firehouse, and we will meet on another line where I will probably introduce you to my cat Rasta again, because he's not, you know, that cat is a troublesome cat, you know. I told you, I never invite Rasta here, you know. It's not my cat. There he is over. You can't see him from here. He's over there. But because I live on the ground floor, he just jumped through one day and take up residence. So at first I was going to call him Stranger, because he just seems to come in. But then I says, no, I'm going to call him Rasta. He doesn't take much notice of me when I'm talking, but he's one of my only friends. You know, I have my friend Marius behind the camera. This work could not be done, you know, without my friend behind the camera. He's not a man who like to show his face, but I appreciate the work that he's done. And if you see how our video look, you can appreciate the work of Mr. Marius behind the camera. And also Rasta the cat, who, although he hasn't got nothing to say, I can assure you that his presence in the house of fire is, because I reckon Rasta is a lion. He's only a small cat, but I reckon he's got a lion spirit. Anyway, before we go on and spin any tale about Rasta the cat, we are going to fire out and fade out from the firehouse. See?